happy Sunday. I got the iPhone 16 Pro Max, guys, in white. Oh, I almost dropped it. In white. It's exactly the same as the 11. I don't know what the difference is, but to me, it's exactly the same as the 11. It looks really nice, but it's just the same. Nothing's changed. Nothing's different. It's fine. I wanted to talk to you guys about something and ask your guys' opinion, okay? So here's my question for you guys. So you guys know that I deal with depression. I mean, hence I'm on depression medication. Shit ain't doing nothing yet. I've only been on it about a week. Next Monday we'll actually make a week, right? Yeah. Next Monday we'll make a week that I've been on it, right? And then this little GERDS medication ain't doing shit. It ain't even working. Oh, but guys, go to the TikTok shop. Go to my store case. You can get the iWatch, this one, and then different wristbands, you know? And then this is what it looks like. It's really nice and everything, guys. And you can get it instead of having to go buy the whole package deal at your nearest phone company, like Metro, T-Mobile. Even though T-Mobile bought Metro, Verizon, AT&T. I don't even hear about AT&T anymore. I don't even know if they're out there, or Sprint. I know T-Mobile bought Sprint. But instead of you going to do that, just go to TikTok and pay $12 for the iWatch, guys. It's like super smart. $12 for this. Instead of doing the whole package deal and being in debt or having a lot of bills to pay. But anyways, like what I want to talk to you guys about is, what did I want to talk to you guys about? I just had a brain fart. What was my brain fart about? Okay. Here's my conversation with you guys. All right. Right? Me and my son, right? I know people say he's not my real son. I know people say that, you know, because he's not blood related to me. But to me, in the world that we're in nowadays, you don't have to have the same DNA to be father and son or related to anybody. You can adopt, you can marry into the family. There's things called stepfather, foster parents, whatever, right? Whoever gives you the love is your parent. That's just how I feel, right? Because my two parents are not blood related to me, but they adopted me. So by law, they're my parents, right? So, and the way my mom says it to me, I feel like I'm a slave because the way that she says, like, you owe me, we paid for you. I'm like, the fuck? Like, anyways, but we're not going to go there. We're not talking about her. So anyways, yes, me and my girlfriend were together the whole time my son was growing up, right? Well, not the whole time, just until he was 4, right? But I was there his whole baby age. I changed diapers. I rocked him to sleep. I posted on my social media. I bought him a bike. We were always like, he would always sit in my lap. He always fell asleep on my chest. Like we bonded in those 4 years or whatever you want to say, right? And then when the whole time that we were together, right? The whole time I was with his mother, not the whole time. Let me not lie. The first 2 years, the first 2 years, oh my God, don't scratch my phone. The first 2 years that we were together, right? We were just best friends. That's all it was, right? I remember I asked her out the first time. We were at the pool. It was me and John and Angel, all of us, right? Angel was like, he had to be like 1 or 2. I don't remember, right? I knew he had to be 1. I think he was 1 because I think he was slowly starting. And I used to swear that his first word was Matt because, you know, everyone called me Uncle Matt. And so I swore he said Matt was like his first word, but I could be wrong. But I swore it was. And anyway, so we were at my clubhouse. We were at the pool. We were letting him play in the playground. I asked her out. She said, no, I don't see you like that. I got really pissed off and stormed off, right? Because at that time, I was like, damn, why when I want to date somebody, they never want to date me, right? At this time, right? Because I'm already done with high school. I'm like 21 at the time, right? So I'm like, you know, I'm already stressed out, whatever, bullshit, you know, whatever, right? So I got really mad about it. And so I remember John came over and I was like, is it because I'm ugly? Is it because I still live with my parents? I was like, there was all this stuff is it because I don't work? Is it because, like, I was going down the line of like, why wouldn't she date me? So anyways, so I remember John was like, bro, she said not right now. She didn't say she wouldn't date you. She just said not right now. She sees you as like a best friend and a father figure to her son. So I said, okay, that's fine. So he kind of like talked me off the edge because I was like, I'm done. I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to see her. Like I was mad, right? And then she was talking to to John's girlfriend at the time, and she was like, I love him, I do, but I see him like a best friend, and I don't want it to ruin our relationship if we start dating, because all my relationships get ended, really badly because we dated. And I'm like, okay. So anyways, cut to like 6 months later, I remember we were going to Golden Corral. I was carrying Angel in his little stroller thing, like the carrying stroller thing. No, actually, then maybe he wasn't one. Maybe he was like, he might have been like 18-month-old. I don't know. Anyways, because I just remember him being like little and carrying him in like the little, like they have the handle here and then you can put it like right here. Anyways, so I remember carrying him and we were walking into Golden Corral and this older couple, because Golden Corral is for older people. Oh, you guys have such a cute baby together. And I was like, thank you. And I was like, wait a minute, why did I say thank you? Because, in my head I'm thinking like, that baby is white, I'm black. But anyways, the old couple were just like, you guys have such a cute baby together. You guys make such a cute couple. And we just both said thank you. And then we didn't think anything of it. And then we sat down, ate, whatever, and then we left. And then I said goodbye, and she said goodbye. And then, I went home. And then I think it was like, anyway, so we would talk. So finally we decided to date, and we dated for a good 7 years. And then there's all this other stuff that started happening, cheating, lies, whatever, right? So in 2015, right? I decide to... I have a nervous breakdown, end up in the hospital because of this relationship. None of my family members believed me because we would break up, be back together, break up, be back together, break up, be back together. And it was so confusing. So my family members were like, you guys need to, before we believe you that you're really single, you got to be single for 1 year. Or no, 2 years, 2 years. Before they would believe me. So we broke up April, same Angel's birthday month. We broke up in April, right? I think he was turning 4 at the time, or 5. I don't remember. And we broke up when he was 5, right? I didn't do nothing. I just completely changed my number. I didn't even block her on social media. I just changed my number and stopped hanging out with her and whatever, right? And so I didn't realize this is when boyfriends or girlfriends get in a relationship with someone that has a kid and the child connects with you. Don't think just because they're babies that they don't bond with you and they don't remember you. Because cut to 10 years later, when Angel popped up in 2022 and said, do you remember me? And says, this is Angel, I thought it was one of my fans trolling me on Instagram. And then he said, no, this is so-and-so. I was like, what the? And then we started talking and, I made sure it was okay with his Nana, let my parents know, hey, Angel's back in the picture, just in case, just covering my basics. And, making sure his guardian was okay with it first, because he's young and I'm adult. So I just making sure all my boundaries are cut, so no one said anything. And, I remember we started talking like every single day. And then his mom passed, my grandpa passed, and then his mom passed a month apart. So I'm dealing with depression and anxiety already. He's dealing with the loss of his mother. I feel like no child should ever, at that young age, as 13, should ever have to deal with the loss of their mother at all. I think that really messes with their head. But cut to now, 2024 and 2023, right? I think both of us, honestly, both have our own issues, have our own trauma, our own drama, whatever. But then we're trying to be father and son and like trying to make this thing like last. But as my therapist said it's codependency. It's because we're both grieving the same person. And so we're like trying to hold on to something that's might be dead, has been dead or something. And as my therapist said it, even like with the relationship with my mom, we have 1 foot out and 1 foot in the relationship. So what that means is like you have 1 foot that's like you're done, you want to cut ties, you want nothing to do with this person, you're over it, right? So you want to jump ship, right? But then you have the other foot is in that's like, nah, I'm going to stick this out until it ends, right? But something up here is telling you, nah, dude, that is over with. You're over it. It's done. You're out, But hear me out, right? He's 15 now. He's 15, right? He says that I'm new to this because I've never raised a teenager. And he's so right. The oldest that I've ever taken care of and been there from day one was this lady that I babysat her kids, and the ages were 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 12, right? That was the oldest that I took care of, right? Because this doctor lady, we met her through the church. Her longtime nanny died, right? in a really bad car accident. It made the news and everything. And she came to church that next Sunday, and I knew her 12-year-old because he came to the youth group that I worked at. So his name was Cody. Me and Cody became like really good friends at the youth group because he didn't really have a lot of friends, and a lot of people made fun of him and stuff like that just because, he was just quiet. And I hate how society makes fun of the quiet ones because of the stupid movies or because they think that they're crazy or something. He just was quiet because he had no dad. His mom worked a lot. The nanny he was super close to, who was like a mom to him, died. And so he was kind of like abandoned. He felt like he had no one. So then he like started talking, like hanging out a lot at the church. And I was like, thank God he has like a church family. And then I would always see him, and he always would come up and, hey, Matt, and just talk to me like, how was your week? And because we always see each other on Wednesdays and Sundays. So I remember in the church service that Sunday, I remember his mother talking to my mom and was talking to me, and she was like, hey, are you still doing babysitting with your friend? And I said, yeah, we still do babysitting in the neighborhood. She's like, hey, do you mind helping me out this weekend? We're like, no problem. So we go over there, we help her out. And the kid was so happy when he saw me come through the front door. He's like, oh my God, I'm so thankful. He's like, yes. I was hoping, because when mom said it was she found a nanny at church, I was hoping it was you because you're so good with kids. So I was like, okay, cool. So I took care of him all the way up until he was 17, because he started driving at 16, but he still would come over. He would still hang out. We would still there's a thing called Big Brother, Big Sister. There's like this group or whatever. So I was kind of like a father figure to him, and kind of like just like someone he talked to. And to this day, we still talk. We still do stuff because he's in his 20s now. Yeah, he's like in his early 20s. He goes to school. He works at he is something at NASA. He's like, he went tech, right? Still see his mom once in a while. And the siblings and everyone, right? And I've been here almost 18 years this March. So I make long time friendships. But anyways, getting back to Angel. He says that we're both learning. He's never had a father figure, since I left. And now I'm back. And then I've never had a teenager son to take care of, right? Because I'm used to just like taking care of younger people, that they listen to you. They don't talk back to you. If you tell them they're in trouble, they apologize. They sit in timeout, whatever, right? That's what I'm used to, like with even taking care of my nieces and my nephews and whatever. But when you're dealing with a 15-year-old that, one, has so much baggage and is so tired and so depressed and so sad, and then you try to be there as a dad because that's what they want to call you. That's what they said. I appreciate it. I love it. Whatever, right? But when you keep telling this child to stop saying certain things that are your triggers, but then you say his trigger and then it's the end of the world. It's like you beat the hell out of him or something, right? So anyways, let me ask you guys. This is opinion. I'm going to turn the comments on. So in the last 2 years, right? I said 3. 2 years, we both have said that we would stop saying our triggers, right? My trigger is one word. His trigger is another word. And I'm like, we're both going to stop saying each other's triggers, right? We do good for about 3 or 4 months, right? And then someone says it. And then what I used to do, and this is something that I've worked on and I'm proud of myself, when he used to say my trigger, I would hang up the phone and not talk to him for like a week, right? He hates when people ignore him, and he hates that whole, and then I think that ties into being abandoned, feeling abandoned by me and his mother and other people, right? So yes, I might be an asshole for playing on that or doing that to attack him sometimes, or saying it to hurt him, basically, let me be honest, to get back at him. And I know you shouldn't do tat for tat when you're the adult and that's the child. I understand that, and I need to stop doing that. And that's what I'm trying to do and work on with my therapist and all the other baggage that I have. But we do good for a while, and then like all of last year when he used to say it, I would just hang up and not talk to him for like a good week or two. And he would freak out. Dad, why aren't you talking to me? Dad, stop leaving me. Dad, da, 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 da. I hate when you do that. And then, it was only 1 week. I would only do 1 week, Sunday to Sunday. And finally I would break and talk to him. And then he would be really pissed at me and like probably like yell and scold me like, you need to stop doing that, or whatever. So anyways, cut to yesterday morning. He said my trigger again. Then he says I said his trigger, and he said my trigger, and then we got over it, right? I let him say mine. He let me. I said his, right? So he said it again, but he twisted it and said it in a different way. And I said, you know what? And sometimes I may need to just shut up and not say what I'm thinking, and then just think about it first. I said, you say my trigger one more time. Your punishment is going to be, I'm going to leave. Like, just point blank, I said it just like that. Then he's like, oh, you can't threaten me. I'm like, how is that? I'm like, okay, I guess I can see where it's a threat. But I'm like, I'm not threatening you. It's a promise. You say it again, I'm leaving. Just like you do the same thing to me. If you say mine again, then I'm going to do this or da-da-da-da, right? So, cut to all night long, he's blowing up my phone after we had this texting back and forth about whatever, because he's on the phone with his girl. So this morning he's texting me, I need you, let's talk. So we talked this morning, and we're talking for like a little bit, like maybe an hour or two ago. And he's like, you can't keep saying that. You can't keep saying that. He's like, seriously, let's stop texting about it. Let's talk about it. And I was like, okay, so let's talk, right? We're on the phone. Let's talk. So then we're talking, and he's like, sometimes we read each other's text back or a different way, and it gets twisted. So let's not do it that way. So I'm like, okay, that's fair. So then he said, but Dad, you need to stop threatening me. And I'm like, first of all, I've never threatened you. Third of all, you used to threaten me because you said if I ever left you, you were going to do so and so and so and so and so and so and try to whatever you were saying. And I said, you can't blackmail me, or you can't. It wasn't blackmail. It was more of like, if you leave, I'm going to do this. And I'm like, you can't tell, like that. To me, it was a threat. To me, it was basically a threat. And so I said, I said it like this, because he actually said this last year. I said, because he hated when I went to DC last year. Hated it. Thought I was never coming home. But anyways, I said it like this. I said, you shouldn't threaten me to stay. I'm like, you should not threaten me to make me stay in your life. You should make me want to stay in your life this time. That's what I told him. I said, you should never threaten a person to stay in your life, because at the end of the day, they're not really there. They're scared of what you're going to say. So that's why they stay in your life. You should never do that. Well, that's what I have to do because you always say you're leaving. And I'm just like, wow. Okay. So anyways, cut to this morning. So he asked me the question again. He's like, why did you threaten me? And I'm like, I didn't threaten you. I just said, if you say my trigger again, I'm leaving. So then he said, you can't say that. I said, no. I'm like, it's not a threat. It's a promise. You say it again, I'm leaving. And then he just dropped the phone. So I couldn't see him crying, even though I've told him to stop crying in silence, because it's like, dude, I know you cry. I know you. I raised you. And I knew you were going to be in tune with your emotions because you were one of the biggest crying babies when I was taking care of you. But I'm not making fun of you because I'm happy that you have your emotions. I feel like a lot of young teenagers and men don't cry because they think it's weak, because that's how society puts it out there. And that's bullshit, because everyone has feelings. So anyways, so he drops the phone, doesn't really talk. Then he says it one more time. And then we're talking. He's super quiet. And then he's just like, I love you, Dad. I'll talk to you later. And then he just hangs up the phone and then goes through a little text war again with me after he just said that. And guys, I'm not trying to like sugarcoat this or bullshit or whatever, but guys, I do so much for this kid. I just bought him an iPhone 16 Pro Max. Like, dude, I spoil this kid not because I'm stupid or dumb or retarded. I buy him things because somewhat I do feel like I'm making up for 10 years of being not in his life. And he says that sometimes, like, you owe me a lot of stuff because you were gone for 10 years and I needed you. But at the same sense, it's like he doesn't have a lot of stuff. So it's like I want him to be comfortable and I want him to have different things because of I remember being his age. And that's the other thing. We have so much in common with both having ADHD, both growing up with parents that just were not existent, both having a lot of trauma in our life, and both being misunderstood. And it's just like a lot of stuff and just feeling empty inside. Like we both had that same trauma. Like we really do. And I think that that's what bonds us too. Ever since he was like a baby, just seeing his life, I was like, dude, this reminds me of like my own life. And then my dad even connected with him too, because my dad was like, he was a baby with his mother, and him were just moving. And that's what his mother was doing when he was little. And my dad like started kind of breaking down when my dad started learning, because him and Corey have been there like my whole 20s basically, but my dad was never involved. He just stayed out of, because he was working so much, right? But now he's in his almost in his 70s. I'm in my 30s. My mom has been there from day one trying to help with him and her for a long time. But now that my dad is starting to understand life more, and then when we lost my brother, my dad was like, nah, we're not going to watch another child die from that type of thing. Like, they're teaching the kids at that school that are in worse situations that my son are in, or me, but my parents are like trying to share the gospel. And it's like, we still do stuff with Angel. We try to do stuff. Like, I've been trying to get him to come over here for like the last month just so he has a different scenery and stuff. But it's like this girlfriend's like been like manipulating him or whatever's going on. And then there's like all these other stuff. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm done trying, because when I don't try, I'm a shitty father. When I do try, it's I love when you try, Dad. I love when you care. I love when I wake up and there's a text from you. I love this, da 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 da. But then it's like, when you try to like discipline and be like a parent, like I'm the type of parent that I want to be fun, but then I want to be strict too, because it's like, if you're too much fun, they walk all over you. And I've seen that. He does walk all over me all the time. He thinks he's got me wrapped around his finger like when he was little, and he can get whatever he wants and throw tantrums and stuff. And I'm like, no, that's not going to work. But in the end of the day, I still give in all the time. So that might be on me for being a pushover and allowing him to have whatever he wants. Let him treat me any way he wants. But then when I put my foot down, then he does his little breakdown. It makes me feel like shit, like a shitty father, and then I want to run to his defense and protect him. And it's like, dude, that's the manipulation. Like, that's how he loses your brain. So my question to you guys, through all that 21 minutes long thing to give you guys a backstory, am I in the wrong for what I said, right? One, or is he in the right for what he said, and should I have not said it the way I said it? Like, am I in the wrong for that? Because I'm going to ask my therapist that I see him on Monday. I'm going to ask him, or tomorrow, I'm going to ask him, should I have worded it differently? Because, hear me out. My child is the type of person that he says, I don't need any type of like timeouts or being grounded or any of that stuff. I need you to just talk to me. Talk to me works. That shit don't work with him. I've told him that. Talking to him does not work. It goes in one ear and comes out the other. Because if you said, listen, even if you're right across from him, it's like he totally doesn't even care. It's like he only cares when he wants something. And my thing is, I am so frustrated because I've been trying to talk to this kid for 2 years, just to get him, like, talk to him like what he wanted me to do. Like, okay, I'm not going to ground. I used to make him stay in timeout. I'll say it. I don't care. He's going to get pissed at this. It didn't even last that long because he's like, really? But anyways, I tried to talk to him like he wanted me to for 2 years to say, hey, no, don't say that. Don't do that. Hey, apologize. Hey, watch your mouth. Hey, why are you getting in trouble in school? Hey, you're in trouble. You're not getting this week, or something like that. But I do spoil him at the same time too, because I think about like, dude, he's always in his room. He don't do nothing, but I did this too for him. Let me tell you what else I've done. Okay. He was whining and complaining that he was like, Dad, I'm tired of being in this house. Dad, I want to hang out with you. Dad, I want to see you every day. Da, 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 da. So what I did was, I said, okay, fine. Let me see how I can work this. You go to school. I don't have full custody of you, so it's fine. Or really no one has custody. But anyways, so I was like, let me see how I can do this. I don't have my own place. So I went to my mom and dad. This was like back in September. Right? The first time we were supposed to do it. I said, listen, how about we do it like this? You come every other weekend, right? So, and it's like, we're sharing custody or whatever. His Nana's fine with it. My mom and dad are fine with it, right? The first time that we were supposed to do it was September. He was supposed to come over here and spend Friday, Saturday, Sunday, go back Sunday because he had school Monday. First time, he didn't want to because he was getting home so late on Friday because he was starting a new school. And we were only going to have one night to hang out, right? The second time he got in trouble, so he wasn't allowed to come over. The third time, in September, we got in a fight, and he didn't want to come over because he was pissed at me, and he thought I was going to yell at him. So then I stopped. I said, forget it. Forget September. October comes. Yeah, Dad, I'm going to come. Da, 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 da. We're going to come over. I'm going to hang out. We're going to have fun. Da, da, da. We set it up every single weekend, and then something comes up. It's I have a doctor appointment. Oh, I'm sick. I have the stomach virus. Oh, it's like all this different stuff, right? I'm not saying that's a lie. Then I'm on the phone with him. Oh, Dad, I'm going out with my girlfriend tonight. Oh, Dad, I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm not even mad about that. I get that things come up where you want to do something else. That's fine. But then don't whine and bitch at me that I don't spend enough time with you and I don't hang out with you and that you're tired of being in that room and you're da-da-da-da when I just gave you a way out. It's like, really? It's like, that's so stupid to me. It's like, hello. But anyways, guys, I know I've went on for almost 30 minutes. My question is, am I wrong for what I said? This is my question. And be honest, guys. I don't care. Be honest. And people have been honest that I spoil him and that he's disrespectful and I need to stop. And it's even been other kids that have told me that in the comments. But parenting a teenager, this is what I'm telling you guys. This is the shit. Their emotions are up and down, right? And then the other thing that I've said to him before, I've said, listen, you and me don't have to be, what did I say? I said it like this. I said, you and me don't have to, oh, no, I know what I said. I said, listen, when a child reaches 15, they want really not that much to do with their parents. He's like, well, that's different. They've had their parents their whole life. I didn't have you my whole life. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll give you that, right? But I don't know. So I'm lost right now because it's like, I want to apologize for how I said it because I don't want to be an asshole, but I wanted to still be there that he's like, oh shit, let me not say this again. Like, think before you speak and be like, oh shit, let me not say it because if I say it, he gonna leave, something like that. Like, that's what I want him to think about because I don't know. I could be doing this totally wrong. Maybe I should never be a dad. I don't know. Because like in the long run, when I talk to other people, like nieces and nephews and whatever, they're like, oh my God, I love you. You're so sweet. You're so kind. You're so gentle. You don't yell. You don't scream. You don't talk shit about us or say stuff to our face. Like, and he's like, no, Dad, you're the best dad. You're funny. You keep me from, doing stupid shit to myself. You make me happy. You're there for me. You talk me off the edge. You can relate to what I've been through because you go through it yourself. He says all this other stuff and he's like, but then at the same time, what I've realized, and he is right about this, and I need to stop doing this. I need to stop punishing him for how other people have treated me. And I feel like I'm going to do that in all my type of whoever it is, even random people. I treat some people like I'm mad at this person, but I take it out on this person. That's not fair. So I'm in therapist trying to get help for how I was raised so I don't fuck up another person. Like, that's what I don't want to do. Like, I don't want the cycle to keep repeating itself. Like, my sister got out of a really crappy relationship because she said, I'm not going to stay in it like my mom did for almost 47 years and then take it out on your children. Like, I don't want to take out my anger on my child. Like, I don't want to be that type of dad. But I see tendencies of me already being like that. Like, bitching and whining about stupid shit. Like, okay. Like he was doing really good. But, like, I want to go back to maybe, like, May or June. He was starting to hang out with these really bad people, not listening, not obeying, doing different stuff. And I was just scared for him because I'm like, dude, all it takes is one little mistake when you're out with some of your stupid friends. Someone gets hit, someone dies, something happens, and your life is over. Thank God, because you're a minor, you could still maybe go to juvie and they put you on probation for 5 years or something like that. It just depends on how the judge is, right? But literally, all that takes is one little oopsie and you're in a lot of trouble for the rest of your life. I told him, listen to my situation. I did nothing wrong twice, and it still is with me to this day because of what happened to me in the jail. So it's like, still, it's like dramatized. So I don't know, guys. But let me shut up because we're about 30 minutes in. And I hate to bring this to YouTube, but it's like, if I ever do a video with him and he's super shy or something, I don't want to do a video with him because I don't want people to think I forced him to do the video, because people used to think I forced Jama to do my videos. I don't want to do that. I want him to want to be on my channel. I want him to have fun. I want you to see, like, I see a very good person. Like I told you guys, I can see into people. Like, I'm not a psychic. Well, some psychics say I am a psychic. I don't know anymore. My mom says I'm a prophet. And like, cause I'd be seeing stuff. I knew when my sister was going to be pregnant. I knew when I told my mom my brother had something wrong with his back. He called the next Saturday and something was wrong with his back. I did not see what happened to my brother. I wish to God I would have like jumped on a plane and maybe went and saved him. I don't know. Cause hell, I might have been dead too. I don't know. But not from him, probably from myself, but I'm just telling you. But I do see myself in him because even when I used to take care of him when he was a little, right? When he was super, super little. And then growing, being there. I saw a lot of myself in him, getting in trouble in school, acting out, being hyper, wanting your mother's attention, but her not giving it to you. Then, wanting other people's love and just not getting it. And now he's in his teens, and it's like, I remember when I was 13, my parents just stopped hitting me. I remember that. And then I remember shit was still happening to me. I remember my mom was trying to put me in some type of boarding school, and she couldn't find the right one. Then finally she found one. I remember being beat in that boarding school. I remember being bullied in that boarding. There's a lot of shit that I went through. So I did see a lot of myself, like, when I don't want him to go through in his teens. Like, he's not even done with his teens yet. And it's like, dude, you just started your teens and you're still trying to like screw it up. It's like, I don't get it. But I love you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll do another video today because my parents will be gone for a while. So I'll see you with the eating video next. Okay. I just wanted to talk to you guys about that because he's mad at me right now. I'm not even mad at him. I'm more just like, I don't even know what I should do. I don't know if I should call him, apologize, say it in a different way, or just leave it alone and let him sit there and whine about it because he'll probably call his girl. And then, I don't know. It's just, I don't like hurting him. That's how I know I love him a lot, because I don't like hurting him. Even though when I'm hurt, and parents know this, parents love their children so much to the point where it's like they rather not eat or something. They want to make sure their child eats. But it's like when I'm hurting, I learn how to push that down and make sure he's okay, even though he's the one who hurt me or other people. I try to go, you know what? Your feelings don't fucking matter. Check on your child. Like, that's almost how I feel like, let me run to him and apologize to him and try to make it, not run to him. Let me call him and apologize to him and like try to make it better so he's not sad and depressed. And because, when he gets sad and depressed, he don't want to go to school. He don't want to do this. So it's like, let me just apologize before, because they have school tomorrow and like, I don't know. Because sometimes I just feel like he might be better off without me. I might feel like I'm such a lost cause and I'm so messed up mentally. I'm like, maybe this is why God don't give me no real natural child. Like, maybe God's like, just like, yeah, you can't be a parent. You're not ready to be one. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe that is the thing. God's like, yeah, you want a kid? Here you go. I'm going to give you one. But, and I do tell him this. I said, listen, I would want to redo. I would want to never left when you were 4. And I would have wanted to stay there for all your big milestones so you never felt unloved and unwanted, because that breaks my heart because I know how that feels. But yeah, I would want a real deal because me and my niece are so close because I was there for all of her things, big milestones and stuff. And she says I'm her favorite uncle and we're super close. And, when she was little, she would just see me and put her hands out and be like, pick me up. Like, it was like no matter, because I always picked her up when she'd be crying. And I would feed her and I was everything for her because it's just like, that's my niece. I love her, and she was such a sweet baby too. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, guys, comment what you think I should do. So I'll say it like this. A, I stay in this person's life until I die, right? So I'm his dad for the rest of my life. Or B, I leave, right? Because his real dad is out there. I don't know how they would find each other, but his real dad is out there. But B, I would leave and I would just take the biggest, well, I'm not the biggest, but one of the biggest stress in his life and walk away. But I'm not a quitter. That's what I don't like. And I know it would come up even more. Or C, stay in it, bring a therapist into it, try to work through, because we both know our communication is the biggest issue. Because we both don't know how to. I know how to, but I got to be careful because I don't know, because I'm an adult. Like, I think that that's what it is. I have to be careful because I'm an adult. And because emotionally and physically, I don't even think that he's mentally even there yet. Like, he has a long time to get there. And some people don't. Like, literally, people that do drugs or have any type of trauma in their head, in their brain, chronologically and mentally, their brain is at a young milestone. Like, whenever the trauma happened to them, their brain stays like that because their brain cannot fully get past that trauma. And I think that mine is like that too. I'm not saying I'm whatever. I think that that's why I have some issues with certain people and certain relationships, is I can't get past certain trauma in my life because of big milestones that have happened in my life. Like, when it comes to someone saying something like, you're gay, I've heard that. Guys, people don't even understand. I literally was harassed and mentally abused from that for so many years, like all my teen years, from my brother. Like, I heard it enough at school, and not so much at school, but just from like new people that came to my school. But when I went to the other school, I didn't hear it at all because there were all different type of people at the other school. When I went to Timber Creek High School, but when I went to the Puerto Rican school, I heard that a lot until I was friends with everybody. But in public, I heard it. On social media, I've heard it. But my brother harassed me with that for so many years because we moved to Florida, and that's when he learned the gay word. He thought I was attracted to so many different people, and it was not true. And now I hear it from my own child because of the way I talk. It's like seriously, it's like, and that's the other thing that pisses him off. He knows all my insecurities because he knows that I have issues with reading. He knows that I have a disability. So he loves to use that against me because he thinks he's funny. And I'm like, you're a bully. That's not funny. But because I don't know his issues, I mean, I do, but I'm not going to sit there and throw it in your face because I'm not an asshole. That's how I know I'm a parent. Because if I was like his age, we both were 15, please believe me, we would have fought and I would have been said shit to him because I'd be like, I'm a minor too, so I can act stupid too. But I'm an adult, so I'm not going to sit here and take your insecurities and throw it in your face like he does to me all the time. You're retarded, you're slow, you're dumb, you can't comprehend. And then he thinks it's so funny, and it's just like, why am I staying here? Why do I want you as my child? Like, wait a minute. I've never heard that from any of my nieces or nephews at all. At all. And it's just funny. And it's like, dude, you want me to be your dad, but then you want to say I'm retarded, slow, and stupid. Then how can I be your dad? Because if some shit happened, they ain't going to give you to me because I'm slow, stupid, and retarded. They ain't going to give you to me. The state would be like, nope, the state of Florida would take you. So that don't make sense to me. But it is what it is. Let me shut up and let me post this video, guys, because we're almost 40 minutes in. And I'm sorry, guys, but... Oh, and then that's the other thing. I have no one to get me to Disney tomorrow. Like, I have to do fingerprints and everything. I'm off the pass on Disney, guys. I can't do far distances for work because I have no reliable transportation. I've tried to take my driver's test 10 times and I've failed. Well, the last one I didn't really fail. I don't know what happened. But I don't know. So it does sound like I don't know what I'm going to do, guys. I'm pissed off. But I might be going to Ohio, guys. I might be leaving in like 2 weeks because if I don't get Disney, then... And my Kate, like my manager... They're not going to understand. This is the third time. This will be the third time that I've missed fingerprints. The third time. So, hey, they'll take back their offer for job, and I guess I just won't have a job. And it's fine because... Jama's sleeping right now. She can't come. My parents just went to church. They don't care. I mean, they won't take me tomorrow because they say it's too far. And, I mean, I can drive. It's just legally I can't drive because I don't have a license. And nowadays, I feel like I could get away with it if you don't speed. But I have a controlling mother who'd be like, I'll call the cops on you. So, I can't do that. So, I guess Disney's out the door. I'm going to have to just look for some other places closer to me. But I love you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.